cellular device.
Oh, yeah, I should do that, too. Did your mom watch this episode yet?
She watched The Scare. I don't know if she watched the episode yet, but I know she was watching The Scare because I heard me scream in the background, and I was like, what was that? And she was like, that's you getting scared by that disgusting bat.
She watched it while you were on the phone with her?
Yeah.
Your mom's such a dork.
I was on the phone with my sister, and they live together, so I was on FaceTime.
Right.
Yeah.
That was you getting scared by the disgusting
She's
bat.
like, why did you scream? And I was like, because I thought it was coming to attack me. I don't know. I was like, it was just like instinct.
It was just there.
What would you do? You would scream.
What would you do? Like, oh
no, a bat fell into my lap. Ha ha ha.
Ha 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 ha.
Let me pick it up.
No, I would scream.
No.
Even if it was like a doll that fell towards me. Anything that would fall. Like my phone. Oh, maybe not my phone.
Maybe not your phone.
But
I hate whenever you're in bed and you're looking at your phone and then right in your face.
Right in your face.
Ugh.
Or the when it's the false fall.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so you still like dodge it and you got that adrenaline and it doesn't fall. That's so frustrating.
21st century or first world problems or whatever.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, yeah, we have such hard lives.
Yeah, maybe we should stop. Look at what I'm trying.
I was wondering what that is. Hard seltzer.
So this is a water.
Ooh, tangy lemon. Can I smell it?
Yeah. Have you tried their water?
Mm-mm.
So they first came out. It's a Mexican Setzler.
Smells like
water.
Mountain or like Sprite.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Lemon lime soda.
Well, it is lemon lime flavor.
Oh.
But the Topo Chico, Topo Chico, it's originally just a bubbly water.
Oh.
And it's Mexican. And now they came out with the hard Setzlers.
Well, bubbly is my way of drinking claws because bubbly sort of tastes like claws.
Yeah.
I miss alcohol. 2 more weeks. Oh my god, I want to drink so bad.
I was watching our video though. When I was editing, I can see your weight loss.
Thanks, buddy.
You look good.
Yay.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks. It sucks.
It sucks.
I told Josh, I was like, I actually am starting to feel it. I was like, I can fit in my skinny jeans now. I can fit in these shirts again. And I was like, but I'm never going to go on a diet ever again. I'm so sick of diets.
Yeah.
I say that, but.
Well, everything is a diet.
It is. You're right.
So,
Meat is a diet.
Meat is.
Breakfast is I'm going to go on an all breakfast diet.
You know what? You should.
Breakfast is the best.
Yeah. Yesterday was April 29th, 30th, March 31st.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. You said meat is a diet, and then you mentioned
Parks
breakfast.
and Rec.
And it made me think of...
How many interviews do I have today? 93. All right.
Oh, I love her.
Yes, I do too.
I want to watch that show now.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm rewatching How to Get Away with Murder. Because Sandra... come in.
Don't know how to start the steamer.
You push the button. You plug it in and push the button. The button in the front.
She's trying to figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Do, 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 do. I played a prank on you. There may or may not be a prank in here.
Huh?
There may or may not be a prank in here.
A what?
A prank. Every 15 minutes there's going to be a cat that meows. It's a device that's hidden in here. Don't tell your wife. I mean, obviously now she knows, but she's going to find out sooner or later.
I didn't see what she was doing.
Yeah, you dum-dum.
It was in a plug that doesn't work.
But you know what? All the lights, all the freaking plugs in these houses are so weird. Or at least in our house, they are.
They are. No, you're right.
Lights, so many light switches go to plugs in our house.
Yes, and that's how ours was, but they redid all the plugs when we remodeled. And Brian did it because he's an electrician. And there's one plug in our kitchen That doesn't work.
It's just one.
It's just
And
one.
Rick picked that one plug.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is, so they did that, and then they also did something with the playroom downstairs, and whatever they did makes one of the plugs in there not work now too.
That's annoying.
I know.
That's so annoying.
I just hope that, I don't know. Yeah. So, oh, hey guys.
Oh, yeah. This is our
is-
True Crime and Paranormal podcast.
That's Bree.
And that is Amy.
Hey.
We're called What's with the Neighbors.
I think that I forgot how to.
And this is episode 29.
And Bree does paranormal and I do true crime, and thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yeah. No, not bye. Stay on, please.
Stay on.
Stay
Listen. Hey, listen. I have a story for you.
Okay.
Okay.
You have a neighborhood story?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure who was going to go first. I went ahead and pulled mine out.
Okay. Well, I just I don't have a story for you.
Just
I have a story for our listeners.
Oh. Okay.
Like yours.
Okay.
So this one is from next door, and it says, I'm not sure how to state this, but here we go. I came home and pulled into my driveway in my alley, and an older man casually wandered out from behind my shed and walked around my car. I was surprised. The fuck was that?
Is that your phone?
No.
What is
Did
that?
you do that?
No. I swear to God, look.
No, it sounded like it came from over here. Did you like hide something?
No.
No, seriously, Bri.
Did Rick do something?
I haven't seen him up here. What the frick was that?
You're messing with me.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. It's April Fool's.
No, I swear I'm not
Amy's
messing with you.
with me.
Alice! Come here.
It's probably Alice.
Did you guys just make a cat noise? Did a toy make a cat noise?
What noise?
It was like a.
It sounds like a really angry cat. You promise?
like a toy cat.
Alice. Wait, I like your outfit.
Oh, is that what?
Cute.
Is that what you guys are gonna wear for the?
Oh my gosh, you guys look.
Maybe.
I love it. I love your outfits. You guys are so
I
cool.
like this. Thank you for. It's my outfit.
It
I'm letting
so.
you wear it.
Do you have a toy cat that you put in here?
No.
It sounded like it came from here.
I do not have a kitten hidden in here.
Oh, that was weird.
Hold on.
What?
Window has
No, it wasn't that type of. Okay, go. Goodbye.
I'm sure the window hasn't had a
Close the door.
I
Bree,
can't find my freaking story. Where the heck is it?
where the heck did that sound come from? It sounded like it came from this. Why are
there
you
it is.
concerned about this?
Because I'm trying to find my story and I found it. I finally found it. I think I did. Is that right? Okay. Cat. You're messing. Because you're
No, I'm
probably
not.
messing with me and I'm not falling for your tricks.
Promise I'm not.
I'm not falling for your tricks. I'm not falling for your tricks, Amy.
I'm not messing with you. It sounded like you play something. You were down here messing with stuff. I hate you so much.
Goes off every 15 minutes. You only heard one. It went off earlier too, for like a brief second, but I think you just like ignored it
Oh, I didn't hear
or
it.
didn't hear it.
Let's have it keep going for the listeners.
Oh man, I wish whenever I ordered it, I wish it would. There was another one that beeps. It would have been so annoying.
That would have been annoying.
You can turn it off though. Don't worry.
I'm not turning.
I'm just letting you know. Whatever.
I got one for Rick, and it was crickets.
Oh, it would be so annoying.
And so every like 20 minutes it would go.
I literally just told Rick when he came in here, I was like, I have a hidden cat device in here. He's like, what? I was like, I have a hidden cat, like, meow thing in here. And he's like, oh. I was like, I'm pranking Amy. I had another plan, but it just didn't work.
It's okay. I'm glad I wasn't the one that pranked you.
I still am ready for something. Anyway.
I'm sorry, I didn't do anything.
I don't trust you. But
I was
okay.
busy all day.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. Can you retell your neighborhood story?
Yes.
Because I got lost. I was trying so hard to focus on. I really was looking for my story.
Okay. So this is from next door, and it states, I'm not sure how to state this, but here we go. I came home and pulled into my driveway in my alley, and an older man casually wandered out from behind my shed.
Casually.
Just casually.
Hey, what's up?
And walked around my car. I was surprised and bewildered. Did my partner have this man over? I like that's just the first thought.
The first thought.
I lowered my window and said, howdy, hoping he'd offer an explanation. He didn't. Howdy?
Howdy there, partner.
There's this random Wendy's cup pictured by my car when I step out. WTF is this, I thought. I go around the corner and behind my shed towards my back gate. And yeah, this man took a shit behind my shed. It's a crying face. He's wearing a blue sweater, has a hunch, white, and looks like Bernie Sanders.
Oh my God. And he took a shit behind his shed. It's a shit shed.
It's a shit shed. Some have she sheds. He has a shit shed.
Really? Like, he just is like, oh, I'm done pooping now. See you later. I'll be back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Back on Thursday.
Thursday. Oh, that poor person. Then you have to clean it up.
Yeah, that's gross. Just hose it down. Ugh. It's even worse somehow.
Yeah, because sometimes it like
splashes up. Sorry. Do you want to hear a story?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had why do I do this to myself?
Oh man! Everybody who gets sensitive about that, you have to take most of that out
I know.
because people are gonna call or people are gonna complain. Your podcast made me puke.
or just like I had to hear someone gag in my ears for like 10 minutes.
It's like worse than hearing someone chew.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty bad. I hate hearing people chew,
I don't mind it.
especially when they're like if they're like breathy chewers. Like,
Oh.
yeah, I used to have a boss that did that, and it would drive me nuts. And I'm just like, bleh, stop.
I like listening to people when I'm talking to someone on the phone and they're like eating like something that always sounds so good. I'm like, what are you eating? That sounds so tasty.
That's so. I feel like that's so rude. I hate eating on the phone unless it's like FaceTime.
Oh, yeah.
That's like not right in your ear though.
No.
Do you want to hear a story?
I want to hear a story.
So, you know how you always mention Sasquatch? Sasquatch. You always say Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
You say Sasquatch.
What is it?
Sasquatch. Like, watch.
No.
Sasquatch.
It's
Sasquatch. It's not Sasquatch.
It is
My
too.
mom's always like, why does Amy say Sasquatch and not Sasquatch? There's a T in it.
Yeah, the T silent.
No, it's Sasquatch. Sasquatch.
I'm being serious. It's Sasquatch.
It's a sassy squash. All right, guys, I'm going to tell you a story about a sassy squash. Okay, so I'm not telling the story about Sasquatch. Now that I've gotten you all pumped up. Okay, to do that, I've learned it would take so much, but also not enough, because every story about Sasquatch is like a dead end.
Well, duh, because he hasn't
and
been
it's
seen.
like it's just going by people's like the exact same story over and over and over.
Isn't that what alien abductions are?
No,
Oh,
not
Okay.
necessarily. At least they have evidence
That's
of like
true.
on their body or whatever.
that's true. That's true.
So I'm doing the abandoned town of Port Chatham and the Hairy Man. It's in Alaska.
Ooh.
So this is basically like Alaska's Sasquatch or Bigfoot. There's a couple different legends of different like variations. It sounds like almost like different breeds of Bigfoot in Alaska. I don't know. There's
Like
a
the
couple different
Yeti.
names. Yeah, like there's like a Nantunak. How did I pronounce that?
Nanook.
Nope, I have it in here. There's a Nantinik and a Urali, and just there's like big Alaska Hairy Man. So I think Alaska Hairy Man is an Nantinik. So from what I was reading,
And that
it's basically
Nanticoke is a breed.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's. I mean, no one's actually said that, but from what their all characteristics are, it sounds like it's like another like breed of Bigfoot.
Okay.
Or like a variation of them.
We should do Yeti sometime too.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
So, in the great state of Alaska, many strange things happen.
Oh, it's funny. I almost did an Alaskan story today.
That would be fun.
Yeah. I wish I did now.
Should do one next time. Did you know that in Alaska, over 2,000 people go missing every single year?
That's a lot of people.
That's five. It makes it 5 times more likely to go missing here than in the lower 48. So we are the highly, like, most likely state to go missing in because it's so big and just
Yeah.
like easy to get lost. And then we have,
Especially if you're exploring.
yeah. I mean, and also we have our own Bermuda Triangle, an Alaskan. Yeah, I learned this recently. We have an Alaskan Bermuda Triangle. It covers pretty much the entire region of Alaska.
That is bananas.
Yeah.
Are we in it? Or is it mostly like unpopulated?
I think we are in it. I think we are. It's
What if we can never
huge.
get out?
Let me see if I can pull it up. real
Maybe that's why I have such bad luck.
quick. I mean, lots of strange things happen, like alien abductions and stuff like that.
Bad luck.
Ships have gone missing. I want to do one on the Alaskan. Sorry, Amy, who's editing this. I want to show you real quick where it covers. I think we are in it. I think we just hit it.
Yeah, we're in it.
Yeah. So,
Bree.
from Barrow to Anchorage to Juneau is like the 3 points. Okay, so
Thank you.
We do have an Alaskan Bermuda Triangle, which we are in. Crazy. Also, people could go missing because the amount of daylight that we have in the wintertime, maybe they get lost easily from that, or just the vast amount of wilderness, animals, bears, and just these things just cause strange occurrences.
Yeah.
No one really knows why. So let's talk about the hairy man, the Alaska hairy man.
Okay.
Like I said, there are many different variations and legends regarding this creature. All have similar characteristics. The Nantinik, or the Alaska Bigfoot, aka the hairy man, whatever you want to call them, what they have in common, I believe, because like I said, I believe they're all the same thing. What they have in common is that they are known to be larger than the average Bigfoot, which is like 8 to 10 feet. This guy is like 15, could be up to 15 feet. He is an ape-like creature, just like Bigfoot, walks on 2 legs covered in hair, and his foot has, let's see, I think his foot could be like, I think they measured a footprint once and it's like 18 inches long. So
Jeez.
he got big old feet.
He got big old feet.
Bigfoot.
He's got Michael Jordan feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play some b-ball. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. So to
I'm
tell
gonna take that
out. Good. To tell the legend of the Alaska hairy man, or the Nantinik, we must start. It's like. All right, we must start with the abandoned town of Port Chatham, or Portlock in Alaska. It's located along the southern edge of the Kenai Peninsula. The town was first discovered by a Nathaniel Portlock, captain of a naval British ship in 1786. And what was weird is that there were like no natives on the land. Like usually you would find like Native
Right.
Americans on American land and whatnot. So there was no one settled here. So it was a pretty free place to go.
Anyone was allowed.
Yeah, and they had just stopped there kind of on accident. They were trying to wait out a storm, so they stopped
okay.
there and they left. And it wasn't until 1867 until people actually started coming and settling after the U.S. bought Alaska from Russia.
In the 50s?
1867. I thought that was wrong, too.
Maybe we bought Alaska from Russia, but then we didn't actually, it didn't become a state until later.
Before we do this. Become a state in 1959.
Yeah.
When did buy okay, yep, they bought it then.
Okay,
It
so
is
they
true.
just bought it.
It
and
wasn't
then-
officially a state until 1959. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Sorry for questioning you.
No, you're fine. I didn't think about that. So it wasn't until 1867, after the U.S. bought Alaska from Russia, that natives actually began to come, and they hunted for hunting and for gold mining opportunities.
yeah.
Typical.
Yeah.
In the late 1800s, early 1900s, villages began to populate and form a fishing industry.
Oh, sure.
Typical.
Yeah.
The town was known as a cannery town for salmon. The place flourished with this business, soon evolving into a real town, even having a post office in the 1920s.
Aww.
Sounds fantastic, right?
Sounds fun.
So in 1905, according to a log written by the cannery supervisor, he had reported something in the woods attacking and killing the workers.
Oh my gosh.
So the cannery was shut down.
But why are they in the woods?
Because they're like, it's
They just, like,
in the 1900s, early in 1900s.
I guess
They
they
don't
gotta
have
walk
no
home
roads.
somehow.
Yeah. Very underdeveloped.
Yeah, you gotta walk to your
They
cabin.
didn't really have, well, we don't even have roads on our street. We
That's
just have
true.
gravel.
Yeah, someday we might.
Maybe. The cannery was shut down and they didn't return until the next season. Just, they were scared.
Yeah.
So in the 1920s, more strange things were beginning to happen and actually come to light to the public eye. Trees would be found completely ripped out of the ground, upside down or torn in half. People would go missing, or even sightings of a hairy, two-legged creature.
Oh.
In one instance, a gold miner, Simon Koshfikov,
You did that
I'm
great.
not even gonna try, because I tried to get my phone to pronounce it, and it was like,
Nope.
that's not a word. Headed out for the day and was never seen again. That's fun.
That's
I'm glad
depressing.
I laughed about that, and I just said, "Oh, he was never seen again." In another instance, a man named Tom Larson was out chopping wood and happened to see something large and hairy on the beach.
Oh my gosh.
He had run back for his gun, and when he returned, the creature just stared at him, and he never fired his gun.
Why?
Luckily, he lived. He just never did
To
it.
this
He doesn't
day,
know
they're
why
still
he
staring each other down.
Yeah, to this day, they're just having the longest staring contest.
Sorry.
You're good. That was funny. So things got worse. Several Dall sheep hunters had disappeared in the hills, and later bodies were found mutilated and dismembered
Oh my gosh.
in the nearby lagoon. In the 40s, a group of hunters were tracking a moose where they found 18-inch long footprints. They had suspected something much larger and more powerful was hunting a moose. Further along the path, they came to what looked like there had been a struggle, and only prints of the giant 18-inch prints were walking away from it. So whatever was able to fight off a moose and carry it away. Like, that's...
And moose
moose are huge. Yeah, bigger than my car. With all these
Wow.
incidents adding up, the cannery was unable to keep workers. they were demanding to have armed guards and refused to work otherwise. I don't blame them.
Wow. Yeah.
Dozens of people had gone missing, like dozens, or just been killed.
Man, that cannery's turnover rate
Right?
is high.
Like, maybe that's what's in the can. Maybe that's what's in the cans. It's humans. I don't know.
Ew, Brie,
sorry.
that's disgusting. I love it.
Cannibal cannery. The town was soon abandoned in 1949, leaving only the post office. That poor post office worker. Then that finally closed in 1951.
Oh, good.
So no one is there to this day. In 1973, during some bad weather, 3 hunters took shelter while they were fishing at Port Chatham and claimed to hear footsteps walking around them every night. Something that sounded like it was on 2 feet. Because, I mean, you could tell when something's
Right,
walking.
it goes...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did not think it was a bear.
Oh, my God.
Of course, it could have been. But, I mean, you don't ever know.
Well, I mean...
Bears usually walk on 4 feet, but unless they're like Winnie the Pooh. I'm sorry.
They do. And they're... I mean... When they walk, they're heavy feet.
Yeah,
But not like walk like a human would walk.
Yeah. In 2009, a once resident
2009.
Yeah, we're going all the way everywhere. In 2009, a once resident of Port Chatham, Melania Helen Kell, was interviewed about her experience there growing up because she grew up there.
And this is Fort Chatham. Sorry, I'm looking it up.
Port Chatham.
Port Chatham.
Chatham. Or you can go to Port Lock. She recalled having to abandon their home along with the rest of the village due to people going missing and being terrorized
Oh my gosh.
by a Nantinik, or a big hairy creature. She was also told that in 1931, her godfather, who was a logger, Andrew Camluck, had gone out working and was found dead in the woods from a blow to the head by like a piece of log moving equipment. So it's not your average Joe could have lifted it and hit him with the head.
What the heck?
And it seemed to be used as a weapon.
So this is past, like, this is like way down here. So here's Homer.
It's like a tiny little, it's right off of Homer. Like that's how people get to it, or that's how a lot of people get to it, is they go take a boat from Homer.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're fine. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I also felt that it was important that she said that there was a spirit of a woman with a very pale face, dressed in a draping black dress and clothes that would come out on the cliffs and just like disappear.
Oh.
I felt it could have something to do with it. I don't know, because that's why it's so hard to do a story on this, because there are like tons of different legends. I didn't know there are so many different like cryptids in Alaska. And there's like shapeshifters. There's this otter monster that I'm going to cover one day. I'm excited for that one. Yep. You'll wait. Just wait.
Oh my gosh.
But some people say that the Nantinik could also like be supernatural and like have, I don't know if it could like change into something or what, but
okay.
I don't know. So obviously these people were spooked and ready to GTHOTI, get the hell off this island.
Oh. As one would
I felt
do.
the need to do that.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
And during this time, wait, where am I at? Okay, so yeah, they got off the island.
Okay.
So during this time, Sasquatch was a pretty popular supernatural being.
You said Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. Shut up. He's a pretty popular supernatural being that everyone had been chasing, but the natives believed that this was different and wasn't Sasquatch. They believe it was a Nantinik, which like I said, I don't know if they're the same or not, or they sound very similar.
Sure.
And the difference between them is that they have been around for a long time, even longer than Bigfoot. And according to the legend, they are half man, half beast, and used to be a full human.
Used to be?
Yep. We don't know. Since people have gone out to, or since then, people have gone out to try to capture evidence of the Nantinik. Even the Travel Channel and the History Channel have piqued interest with the Alaska Hairy Man.
Really?
Yeah, there's shows. It's pretty cool. So I got some witnesses accounts in here, just a few.
Uh-huh.
In 1987, outside of Wrangell St. Elias National Park, a man driving, they kept his name private, and this was on one of the shows that I watched. He was driving down a road and came up on a vehicle with its hazard lights on and its driver's side door open, and it was kind of veered off the road.
Okay.
So he was obviously he was worried, and so he wanted to go check on the person and see if they were okay. Whenever he went up to the door, there was no one in the car, just blood and signs of a struggle.
Oh my gosh.
The man searched, thinking the driver was just injured, and had tried to find help.
Yeah.
And in the woods, he had seen a large, hairy creature on two legs like a human, and the driver has never been found since. Not the guy who found him, but
Right,
the guy.
right.
Yeah.
Wait, and what year was that?
1987.
Oh, okay.
In 2012, an Alex Blaswell was camping in Denali, and he saw something large on 2 feet standing in the woods whenever they were in there. I guess he had smelled something too, and a lot of people claim to smell something like really like a skunk smell.
Oh.
A lot of times before a Bigfoot, which I never knew. A lot of times
probably
before
weed.
a Bigfoot sighting. You know what? That makes sense. It adds up. There it is. On the History Channel show that I watched called Missing in Alaska, they had went to find this hairy man in Alaska, and a man had told them, a native had told them he went to go check out Port Chatham to go see what it was all about after it was all abandoned.
Wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry, I want to back up to that guy in Denali, because Denali is like,
Farm.
yeah, that's at
And
least 12.
That's why I get, because there's so many sightings of Bigfoot or the Alaska Hairy Man in so many different places. So that's why I think they're all kind of the same thing, but just
Right.
like maybe different like
Variations.
variations of it. So
Sorry.
no, you're fine.
Because for our listeners that don't know about Alaska, like the port lock is, I would say it's at least 15 hours.
Yeah,
From Denali.
Alaska's a big state, guys.
It's huge. So, and that, I mean, that's an easy 2 to 2.5 day drive from those 2 different places.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
Sorry.
yeah, no, you're fine. So yeah, he had seen and heard something, and he was in Denali. Yep. On the History Channel, on the show Missing in Alaska, they went to go find this hairy man in Alaska, and a man had told them to check out, that he went to go check out Port Chatham long after it had been abandoned. Whenever he was there, he was, checking out all the abandoned, like, buildings and whatnot, and he had heard a noise, and then he had smelled a smell, and it smelled like a skunk smell.
that's so weird.
And he had turned around, and there in the woods was this large, muscular, hairy man just standing there.
I hate that so
And
much.
so to this day, it just gives him the chills.
That's so weird.
Also, during the History Channel show, they found, this is a really cool show, guys. If you really like this kind of stuff, they got some really cool stuff in there. It was really neat.
Are you talking Missing in Alaska?
Missing in Alaska.
I watched it with my mom a couple times.
It was neat.
Yeah.
They had found stacked rocks, which is also pretty popular characteristic of Bigfoot or Sasquatch.
I see those
anywhere.
all over the place.
Stacked rocks,
Yeah.
like big ones.
Oh, not big
Oh,
ones.
I mean, I don't know about little ones, but I know like big ones were a thing, and they were like testing them with like EMF readers to see if they had any like any magnetic fields.
Oh, okay.
And they were like reading really high, and they were like, wonder if this is why they're attracted to them. Maybe it helps them navigate,
Maybe.
like, compass. And they even put a magnet to it, and it stuck to the rock.
What?
Yeah, they were super, super magnetic. So yeah, they had found some rocks stacked up, and along their, so they decided to go to that spot because they had taken a drone in to go find any sign of this Alaska hairy man, and they had seen those stacked rocks, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
So they go to this spot, and along the way they find broken limbs,
Oh.
just like broken tree limbs everywhere.
Oh, I was thinking like,
Oh yeah, no, not arms. Like tree limbs. I'm glad I said tree limbs. You're probably like, oh my god, why are they still going?
this is his cave.
No.
Yeah, and there's okay, so like he's walking by.
Yeah.
Oh.
They also saw like cool. There were these weird like trees built in like a star formation almost. It was like man made. Like someone had built it. And they don't know like what it was, like if it was a way to keep track of where it was going or what, but something had made this weird like stick formation in one of the places that they had been.
That's cool.
So, yeah. But anyway, they had found the broken tree limbs, and they had started to smell this foul odor that everybody had talked about.
Right.
And they followed it, stupid, and it led them to what appeared to be like a nest cave type thing where an animal carcass was.
Ew.
And there was still like bits of fresh meat on it. So something was just there eating whatever that was.
Well, especially if they smelt it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know if that was what they were smelling.
Oh, okay. I hate that
Yeah.
so much.
But then
I am loving this story.
Whenever they walked away from it and then they came back later, they started smelling it again. So it could have been the meat.
Yeah.
In the carcass. Also, when they saw this, they felt it was a sign of something being in the area. So they set up a trail cam and they camped out somewhere nearby, obviously not in that spot.
Uh-huh.
And they began to hear something nearby and went to investigate and check the camera.
Uh-huh.
When they arrived, the rocks had moved along with the trail cam had been pulled down. And there were 2 trail cams up. And that one was the only, like, the guy was like, I put it on tight. Like, I know I put that on tight enough. And the guy was like, well, you know, I guess it could have fallen.
Right.
And so they also found a very large footprint, too. And whenever they took the trail cam down, they watched the footage. And you see, it's dark. It's nighttime. And you see, like, this black mass go across the screen, like, really fast. And then the trail cam goes down, like gets pulled down. So yeah,
they should have had night vision,
right? I know. I that's what I was wondering. I was like, how did the trail cam not have night vision? It's a trail cam. I thought they were supposed to do that.
Maybe it was a cheaper one.
I don't know. The History Channel needs to.
Yeah. What the heck?
Get better trail cams.
Was that it?
That was it.
That was it?
I dug and dug and dug for information. I even became a part of a page on Facebook, and no one would answer my questions. But like I could have put so many more, because there's so many accounts of people seeing like what they believe was the Alaska hairy man, but it would have all been the same thing. Like people see this thing all the time. It's very common to see him. So, especially in those kinds of areas.
So weird.
So that is a brief little
definitely never
story on the Alaska hairy man, aka the Nanticoke, aka abandoned town of Port Chatham or Portlock.
So moral of the story: don't go hiking anywhere,
especially Portlock.
Yeah,
or you might die.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That made me happy. Thank you. I'm really upset that you didn't get to like see him yourself.
You're sad I didn't get to go.
Yeah,
see
you
him?
should have went and hunted him down.
Oh yeah, I should have been a better researcher. And
yeah, what the
went
heck?
there myself.
Yeah,
I dug like I could not find any more. Like it was all.
It's
the
really
same.
okay.
And I was just like, I was so excited at the beginning of the week because Josh wanted to watch something on the Bermuda Triangle, and it was the Alaska Bermuda Triangle is the show, and it's on I think it's Discovery, and I was like, oh cool, maybe I can get some ideas in here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get some ideas because they have an episode for like every weird thing that happens. And the
so
first
cool.
episode was the Alaska hairy man, and I was like, that's cool. Oh, and that would be a shorter version of Bigfoot, because Bigfoot would take forever.
Sasquatch.
Sassy Squash. Name of the episode.
That's the name of the
It's
episode.
already there. Unless something better happens.
What was I gonna ask you? Oh, sorry, this is completely off topic. Did you get any backlash yesterday from Josh talking to his coworkers?
No. No. Oh, hello, my husband's coworkers. Or your wives. Whoever's listening. No, he was not mad at me at all. I was like, I'm sorry. And he's like, I don't care. He's like, as long as you don't tell my business. Don't say. Just cut that out. Nope.
Yeah.
He did not care. He's like, no one gave me shit or anything about it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's good.
Well, they shouldn't have, anyways. Oh, okay. It's just I couldn't see it.
Okay. Apparently, one of them plays with Ouija boards a lot.
They should write in.
He said nothing ever happens.
Then he's probably doing it wrong.
You can't do it wrong. Like, you can only do it right, and then you can do it wrong by, like, not closing it properly. Like, once you bring it out, it's open.
Really?
Yeah, like, we don't mess with Ouija boards.
Jeez.
Don't mess with Ouija boards, people.
Yeah, you guys, what the heck? Stop doing that. Put it away right now.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear a story about a meta?
Meta?
Meta.
I want to hear a story about Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. That's how you say
This
it.
is for my mom. Sasquatch, 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 Sasquatch. You're welcome, Mom. Love you.
You were saying Sasquatch.
I know. That's the wrong way to say it.
That is the right.
Hey, Siri. How do you say Sasquatch?
Sure. Translate into which language? Arabic, German, Spanish, French, Italian, Japanese, Korean. In Japanese, Sasquatch is Sasquatch.
Sasquatchy.
He said Sasquatch.
He does. I'm going to start saying it Sasquatchy, though.
Sasquatchy.
No, Sasquatchy.
Sasquatchy.
I'm only doing it because your mom doesn't like
And
it.
we said that this episode was going to be our episode where we mispronounce everything anyway.
Oh, that's right.
Our April Fool's Day. Well,
Yeah.
technically, this is not April Fool's Day for everybody, but, you know.
Yeah, it's our April Fool's Day.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Today's April Fool's Day for us, guys.
Yeah,
So-
not for you.
Quit taking away our fun.
Yeah,
Gosh.
stop it. All right, so this is a story about a murder.
This is a story about a girl named Lucky. Sorry.
Uh,
Early morning. Shut up, Bree. She wakes up.
so and Jet, is it Anjet or Annette? And the J is silent. I forgot to look it up. Annette.
Yeah. I would say Annette.
I just want to make sure. What?
What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
How to pronounce?
Can I go pee?
Yeah. What the heck? That was weird. Stop being weird, Amy. And Jet. I wake up every evening with a big smile on my face and never feels out of place. Aw, man.
So sweaty.
Is that the guy's deodorant?
Yeah.
Aw. Yes. Close the door. I thought she was going to kiss you for a second. Go now. You guys go get some pizza.
We already did.
Okay.
Legit.
Don't let your kids be 8. They're terrible.
My kid's almost 4 and she's mean. She told me tonight that I ruined her day because I wouldn't let her come with me. She was like, "You ruined my day, Mom." And I was like, "I'm sorry." Like, she said that to me. She told me I ruined her day.
You've been like, good.
It's like, I'll ruin it more.
I'll ruin your life.
She's like, "Can I have ice cream?" Sure.
One time Alice told me that I was boring. So
Show you boring.
yeah, I showed her boring. We had a very boring day
Sorry.
after that.
I'm so boring.
She was younger. She was probably actually like
Charlotte's age.
Charlotte's age. Yeah. Okay, so it is Enjet.
Okay, and Jet. Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird. No, it's not. It's not weird. Sorry.
So Enjet, Donovan, my joke was going to be after every word I go, like I talk and like, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that's
But-
annoying.
I can't do it.
That
It
would bother me so bad. I'm so glad you're not going to do that.
no, I meant like while you were telling your story.
Oh.
But I kept forgetting.
I thought you were saying you're going to do that after every word in there. So
No,
it's gonna take
after-
a long ass time.
After every sentence,
Oh,
I can't
wow.
do it. It's
I'm glad you're not. I'm glad you did it. I would be very
annoyed.
Like, shut up, stop it.
So, okay, so Enjet Donovan Lyles was born on August 23rd, 1925 in Macon, Georgia. Is it Macon? Macon?
There you go. Yeah.
M-A-C-O-N. Georgia, to the parents of Jetta and Williams Donovan, who owned a produce company. And Jet was a pretty smart student. She always had good grades and was well behaved in school. But she also had the personality that just attracted people to her. She was just like people wanted to be around her because she was so bubbly and fun, energetic. But she also was able to manipulate anyone into doing whatever she said.
Oh, that's very dangerous.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know if it was because she was, like, so beautiful or if it was just the way that she would talk to people.
Right.
It was probably a combination of both.
Yeah.
So, she was manipulative. She was charming, but, you know.
I was going to like her for a second for being bubbly and energetic.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
No, you can't talk anyone to doing anything for you, so.
Nope, I can't. I don't pressure people. I'm like, oh, no pressure.
Yeah,
You
me
don't-
too.
You don't have to come over. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm coming over right now. No, that's okay. You don't
have to. Please don't.
just don't. But do you want me to? Yeah. Of course I do.
I do, but
Do you want
not
me to
if you don't want to.
Am I making you feel like you don't want to? Because if I'm making you feel like you don't want to, then please don't feel like that because I do want you to. Are we having a fight? Literally me.
You just like fight with them for you. That's definitely me. Like, can you help me? If you don't want to, it's
You don't
okay.
have
It's
to.
totally fine.
It's okay.
It's okay. You don't have to if you don't want to help me. In fact, I will do it for you. I'm going to help you help me.
Let me just do this whole thing.
Yeah.
I'll just show you. You get a lesson out of it. But if you don't want to, it's okay.
It's okay if you don't want to watch me
It's
do
fine.
it. That's fine too. I hate us.
This is why we're buddies.
So she was also interested in fortune telling and voodoo and cast
Ooh.
spelling.
Oh, that's fun.
I
hobby.
know. I thought I would, draw you back in with that one.
Wow.
So in 1947, at the age of 22, she married Ben F. Lyles Jr.
Okay.
And
Junior.
yeah, his dad was obviously Ben Sr. Ben,
I'm just gonna
owned-
call him Junior.
please don't.
Can you call him Junior?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
You're like, dang it! Now I have to correct everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like.
Just call him Ben. It's cool. Or Benjamin.
You know what?
You don't have to. It's
How
fine.
about I just don't call him anything? How about you just listen to the story?
Hey, you want to hear a white dad joke?
Yeah.
As long as you don't call him late for dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Call him late for dinner because you don't want to be late for dinner. Did your dad never make that joke growing up?
My dad's not really good at
Just don't call me late for dinner. Call me whatever you want.
just not late for dinner.
Yeah. Never heard that before.
My dad doesn't really do dad jokes.
Yeah, my dad's lame. Love you, Daddy.
I love dad jokes. All right. So she married Ben. She was 22 in 1947. Ben owned Lyle's restaurant in downtown Macon, which was handed down to him by his dad. So his dad owned it first. The couple ended up having 2 daughters, Marcia. She was born in 1948, and Carla, and she was born in 1951. They were like the power couple. He worked the back of the restaurant. She worked the front. He did all like the paperwork for it, but she was just like super good with the customers, and she was charming.
Yeah,
So,
sounds like it, yeah.
you know, and she was good with the staff and
Yeah.
everything like that. But it didn't last very long, them
Never
working.
does.
Yeah, because in June of 1951, without consulting Anjet, Ben sold the restaurant because he had because his health was failing. And she never forgave him for that. Like, he didn't even ask her, like, hey, I'm not feeling great. So
That is kind of crappy.
yeah. And so she never, I mean, it was something that she liked to do.
Yeah.
And so he just up and sold it.
Like, hey, can you take over this by yourself for a little
Yeah.
bit? And while I try to, like,
Take
take a
care
rest?
of my health.
Yeah. Or
No.
maybe I can go down to 2 days a week and you can handle the rest.
Yeah, no, he just
Like,
sold
the money
it.
does't take that. Like, you just go home and do your work.
I know.
Crappy.
So, anyways, yeah, she never forgave him for it, though. His health was continued to decrease, and it was pretty rapid. So he met with several different doctors, but none of them had an answer as to why he was sick, or pinpoint his symptoms. Oh, that says "and on." I was like, "And on." Who's "and on"?
Listen, don't.
And on January 25th, 1952, he passed away. After he passed away, the doctors determined that he died from encephalitis, which is basically swelling of an active part of your brain, swelling of tissue. Encephalitis, right? Yeah.
Yeah, sounds right.
So it was either from an autoimmune response or from an infection that they didn't have an answer of why. And Jet was like not super sad because she was still really upset with her husband.
I'm just still going to hold this grudge against you.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
But at the same time, like, he's dead.
I
Clearly,
mean,
his health was not good.
yeah, I don't know. So
God.
she was like, he died. This is sad. She ended up moving her and her children back to her parents' house. I mean, I would also. She worked at a local restaurant, earning an income and learning the ropes of what it's like to run a business. So she was like trying to move up in the world.
Get back into where she was.
Yeah. So 3 years later, in 1955, she bought back the restaurant that he sold, and out of spite, she renamed it Anjet's instead of Lyle's.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, which I think I would do too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So, and the place was a hit. It had Southern charm. The customers, which were everyone from like just businessmen to judges and political leaders, everyone loved this place. And the friendliness of the staff to the charming of Anjet, everyone loved the atmosphere.
It's a good restaurant.
Yeah, and it was one of the most popular places in town. And it was the 50s and was known, or since it was the 50s, it was known for women to mind their P's and Q's, remain appropriate at all times and not make a scene, which was the opposite of Anjet.
I would be dead then.
Yeah. She was like, she stretched the boundaries. She wore flashy clothes, drove flashy cars, didn't care what anyone said. And so there was, yeah, right. She had the money to do it too.
Yeah.
So
Who cares?
yeah, she was, because of that though, she was always whispered about, and was, there was
Of course.
rumors like, oh, she's sleeping with a bunch of men. Like, She's a widow.
At least she's getting some.
Yeah, like let her be. Her husband died.
Yeah.
He sold the.
She's allowed
yeah.
to do stuff.
Yeah, right? So later that spring, she started to go steady with a pilot from a pilot that flew, I almost said drove, flew for Capital Airways named Joe Neil Gabet. And they got serious really fast. They went on 2 trips that year to Texas and to New Mexico, and then got married in Carlsbad, New Mexico on June 24th, 1955. So they like started dating in the spring and got married almost immediately. After the wedding, Joe moved into the family's house, like with her parents, which is really awkward.
Awkward. Yeah, definitely.
Like, I understand it, but
Why did he have a house?
he was a pilot. He probably was
yeah,
always
that's
on the move.
Yeah, maybe he had a house that was for rent.
Yeah. So 4 months later, Joe had a minor surgery for his wrist. It was a pretty standard procedure, nothing out of the ordinary, something people get done all the time.
Yeah.
And the next day, he went back to the hospital with a rash and a fever. So they're like, what's going on? Do you have an infection? They could not find the infection. They could not find why he had this fever and this rash. The doctors were so confused because I just said that. So they eventually transferred him to the Veterans Hospital in Dublin, Georgia, and he passed away a few months later on December 2nd, 1955, because of this fever and rash, which was super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Jet was like, I literally just had my name changed to this last name, and now I'm changing it back. So she changed it back to
her maiden name or back
to Lyle's, her
Okay.
first husband's last name. She was like, mistake. So,
Died way too early, dude.
yeah, what the heck?
I'm not about that life.
No,
Been there, done that.
not worth it.
Seen the movie.
Seen the movie.
Or my bad, it's the
The
50s, the motion picture.
The book was much better. With the life insurance money from her recent husband's death, she bought a new car and a house and started dating another pilot. And people were like, your recent husband just died? This is kind of cringy.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't really look that good on you.
everyone was like disapproved of it. Everyone.
I mean, I'm gonna lie, I'd probably be a little judgy too.
Yeah.
And Jet.
Yeah. What the heck?
Hey, her name was Ann Jet, and she dates a pilot. Jet.
And Jet. You silly goofy. She dated 2 pilots.
2 pilots.
Because this one,
Oh yeah, he's a pilot.
yeah, the first one died. So her first husband, Joe, was it Joe? No,
No, Ben
Ben.
Junior.
Her. See, that's why I was like, we don't need to call him anything.
Junior. I know it struck me like after I was like, oh wait, that's why she said that. He's dead.
He died. Her first husband's mother ended up moving in with Jet in the new home because she was lonely and wanted to be closer to her grandkids, which the grandkids
Yeah.
are still young.
Yeah.
So, makes
Fair.
sense. But it was also like a win-win for Jet because she's like live-in babysitter. Yeah.
Nanny.
I want my mom to move in with me.
Mine too.
I know, we tried. Come on, move in. So her mother-in-law, Julia, also used to run the restaurant with her late husband. So they had that in common. They, had
Restaurant life.
Yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
had-
that's right, because they owned it before
Yeah,
then.
so
Okay,
they both had that in common, which was nice. And one evening, Jet was snooping through her mother-in-law's possessions and found a bank book and realized that her mother was like well off. She had lots of money. So she's like, cool, this is fun. So she started talking to Julia, to her mother-in-law. She's like, you should make a will. Like, you don't have one, you should make a will.
Put an insurance policy and put me on it.
Yeah, exactly. And her mother-in-law was like, I don't need to do that. And she's
Right.
like, well, all your stuff is going to go to the state when you pass away. Don't you want it to go to your your grandkids? And she's like, I don't
I mean,
want to.
it makes sense, but at the same
It
time,
does.
it's a little.
Yeah.
random.
Why?
Why are you pushing for it?
Exactly. So she's like, I don't want to do that. But remember how I told you that Jet was into fortune telling?
It's actually been in my mind the entire time. I'm
You're
waiting
like,
for it to
when
pop
is.
up. I'm waiting for all of that to pop up.
Yeah. So she would often try to bring her maid, because she had a maid, and her mother-in-law to the root doctors and fortune tellers and, dabble in it with them. And both of them were like, I don't like doing this. Please stop
Bullshit.
making me come.
No.
Yeah. So she tried to get them to even participate in casting spells. Yeah. And it wasn't uncommon for her restaurant staff to find her in the kitchen burning candles and speaking to the flames.
What the shit?
Yeah. She was super superstitious. So, yeah, that's all I have about the fortune telling stuff. I tried to find like why she did that or if anything came of it, and there wasn't anything.
Okay.
know.
Okay.
It was just fun. It was a
Yeah.
fun little fact.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and talking to a flame is weird, but you do you.
Sometimes I do.
No judgment. Do you talk to flames?
Sometimes.
Do you talk to
I can see it in your face. No, I do not.
Did you see the judgment
Yeah, I did.
or the fear for your children?
I more so saw fear. That was it. There we go. Do we need to have a talk with Josh?
So, Josh,
That's why I brought all those candles over. We finally had the talk, and he's
You
like,
gotta get rid of him.
No more
Yeah.
talking to flames.
yeah, especially that
Fair.
one about the social media.
Oh,
yeah. Oh no, being social. I can't read that. I'm not.
antisocial. I'm socially selective.
Oh, it's like hearing, selective hearing. All men have it.
Yep.
So, anyways, we're not gonna trick our listeners because we keep laughing after.
Rainbows in labor.
That is what she sounds like when she's in labor. While like looking at her butt, she's like, "What is happening?"
Aw. Poor baby.
I had a dog one time that she was in labor and she kept biting me because she was like, "What's going on?"
Hurting so
She
bad.
was hurting so bad.
Baby.
And then my Nestle, my favorite dog that I had, she would tear up towels. Like she would stand, hold the towel down, and just
Do whatever you need to do, Mama.
yeah.
You get through it.
She's
You
like,
got
"This
this.
hurts."
You got this, Mama.
Okay. So that's all that I had about her little fun stuff that she dabbled in.
Her little hobbies.
Yeah. So Julia became ill in August of 1957, her mother-in-law, and was admitted to the hospital. I see you questioning things.
Seeing a pattern here. A little
What?
bit of a pattern.
Yeah.
Does she have like a mold in her house or something?
That's probably it, because it's the people that are living with her.
Yeah, everybody gets sick around her. It's so weird. Maybe COVID's around then.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna suggest yellow
6 feet
fever.
Oh yeah.
So
The mailman maybe.
the mailman,
I don't know.
like he's anthrax. That's what it is.
Maybe he's covering her mail, their mail and stuff.
Oh,
I don't know.
That makes sense. So, and Jet was there by her side the entire time while her mother-in-law was in the
Of
hospital.
course she was.
Yep.
She had all the money.
She right, and she would even bring her, her favorite food from the restaurant and just hold her hand, be there, accompany her while she was in the hospital. Oh, and she also hand fed her, which is a little weird.
Yeah, I don't like people feeding me things.
Yeah, I mean that's
Like-
what the candy strippers are for.
Yeah, that's
So,
just weird.
Yeah, it was.
It's like unless it's like your husband and you're doing something, spicy. I don't.
Sure,
want people
sure.
feeding me things. That's weird.
Yeah, even when Rick was in the hospital, I didn't hand feed him.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's like here, open wide. Here comes the choo-choo train.
Oh, that's a lie. I did hand feed him ice chips when he first came out.
Well, like he was like out of it for a long time.
I forgot about
Ice
that.
chips.
His hands were also tied down, so
Oh.
he wouldn't accidentally pull out
That makes sense.
one of his IVs.
That makes sense.
he had. We watched a movie the other night, and the girl had. It was on Hulu with Bruce Willis, and she had her hands chained to the thing. It was so that she wouldn't pull her things
Yeah.
out, and Rick had that, and I was like, "You had those handcuffs," and he's like, "Nice."
Thanks for the reminder.
Anyways,
Fun times.
Fun times.
Fun times.
So, and she would hand feed her. So the doctors could never pinpoint what the cause of Julia's symptoms were. She suffered
So
from,
weird.
I know, she suffered from severe nausea and edema, which edema is severe swelling in the body tissue, kind of like her first husband in the brain. She ended up passing away September 29th, 1957, and was buried beside her husband and her son. A week after her death, and Jet was like, "Oh my gosh, look what I found." What do you think she found?
Her will.
Yep. She's like, "Julia, my first mother-in-law, she had a will, and look at that. She put us in it."
Wow.
Yeah, she left her entire estate to me, and
it's because she was there for her.
it was the food. Yeah, she
Yeah.
hand-fed the food to
Yeah.
her, so that makes sense. She's like, so sweet.
The cream puffs.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So
Jello.
early in
Ew,
the.
Jello cubes, like hand feeding Jello cubes.
Oh, of course.
Sorry.
Never mind. I was gonna ask you a question, but then I answered it in my head. So,
Oh, okay.
do you want to
job.
know what it was? How do they make Jello cubes?
Oh.
Obviously, I know they cut it up. I'm a dum. So, early in the year of 1958, a year after Anjet's daughter Marcia, or a year later in 1958, Marcia, Anjet's daughter, she was 10. She grew ill and passed away on April 4th.
No.
And people finally were like, "Everyone keeps dying around you, Anjet. Like, this is weird."
Her daughter.
Her daughter.
You.
I'm sorry. So everyone's like, "This is weird. Why does everyone keep dying around you?"
Black
And
Widow.
so, maybe. And an autopsy was performed because of the suspicion, of the growing suspicion. And arsenic was found in her daughter's symptom. So the bodies of Ben, Joe, and Julia were all exhumed, and the autopsies were performed. And guess what they found?
Wait, they dug up the bodies and tested them?
Yeah, that's normal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So especially, I shouldn't say it's normal, but when there's an autopsy that
Something
needs,
that big. That's suspected.
yes,
I
correct.
mean, they have to stop the person in their tracks because they're going to do it again.
Exactly.
If they've shown a pattern.
It probably would have been her
Yeah.
next daughter.
Yeah.
So the bodies were exhumed, and they all had arsenic poisoning in them. After a warrant was given to search Anjet's home, they found several boxes of ant poison, which contained arsenic, along with what they called voodoo paraphernalia, like candles, written spells, potions, powders, and roots.
Battery saver.
Oh, okay, we're almost done. So Anjet was arrested on May 6, 1958, and was charged with 4 counts of murder.
Good. You know, I was kind of rooting for her in the beginning.
I know, she sounded fun, huh?
Dang it, man.
But
Uh-oh.
the case was in all the headlines because she was well known.
Yeah.
She, oh, and it was also talked about worldwide because, like,
Dang.
this
Yeah.
woman, like, she was she was somebody, but she, yeah. So her trial was held the first week of October of that year, and huge crowds stood around the courthouse and outside the courtroom, like, to see what was going to
Big
happen.
news.
Yeah. Everyone was hoping to capture a glimpse of this flashy defendant. Like, she was beautiful. And they referred to her as the glamorous platinum-haired widow is what they called her.
Oh, not a black widow, but a platinum hair widow.
Platinum-haired
Ooh,
widow.
They had such cool names back then.
I know.
Ugh.
She was eventually sentenced to death, and she was going to be the first white woman she was going to be the first white woman she was going to be the first white woman executed. Executed. She was going to be the first white woman executed. I'm leaving it, whatever. In the state of Georgia. And the politicians were like, we don't like this.
We can't have that in our state here. No, not in the beautiful state of Georgia.
Literally wrote, not the white woman.
She's setting the standards high for us.
After all the appeals were exhausted, Governor Ernest Van Diver appointed a sanity commission and consisting of a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and a medical doctor to examine the pretty widow. He's like, I need to make sure that
This makes me look bad. This makes our state look bad.
Yeah, to execute.
Why can't you say it?
I don't know.
You've said it before. I know you have.
Just because she's white and she's a woman, like, exactly.
That's sexist.
That is. You should have let her die.
Yeah. White
So-
women get to get executed too.
So the conclusion the team presented to the board of pardon and paroles was that Anjet was insane. So her death sentence was withdrawn.
Oh my gosh.
And she was moved to the state hospital for the insane in Mildredville. And I don't know, Edgeville. Whatever. And that is where she lived the rest of her life until she died in 52 due to heart failure.
Good.
Yeah.
She
But
killed her daughter.
she killed her daughter, her mother-in-law, her husband,
Like,
and two of
you
her
know-
husbands.
You know, sometimes I like a good Black Widow story. They're kind of like, crazy,
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
fun, but
Right.
once they get the kids, nope.
Yeah, not cool.
You went too far. There's the line. I
There-
mean, the line was drawn already, but
Definitely
there's-
should have killed somebody.
The movie
but-
is not good anymore after you
I've-
killed the kid.
Well, and I feel like a lot of the Black Widow ones, it's because their husbands are abusive or something like that.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
kind of like getting back at him.
yeah. So you're like, yeah, like
Get 'em.
secretly, yeah.
Show him who's boss.
And no, she just, yeah. Stupid Georgia. Not the white woman.
Well, Aunt Jeanette, I'm glad.
I'm glad you're dead.
Yeah.
The heck. That's kind of a young age for heart failure too.
52. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very a young age. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, do you have a neighborhood story for me?
You bet your sweet ass I do.
Sorry, my mother listens to this.
It's okay. I love your mom, and I've never even met her. Okay.
I love your mom too.
And you have met her, so you can actually say that.
Thanks for bringing your knife.
Oh, you're welcome. I thought it looked good in here.
It's perfect. I think I want to hang it like above the door or something, like as a
Yeah.
showcase.
Memory
Yeah.
or like a weapon.
Yeah.
Get people a fake plastic knife.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, dude. I
Hey.
saw you moving your girlfriend out yesterday. Sorry about that, man. There are definitely other fish in the sea. Take this and break it into ones and get your ass into the strip club. Cheer up, neighbor. Merry Christmas. Apartment 3F. And they gave them a $50 bill.
Dang! That is awesome.
What a great neighbor. See, they're not all bad stories,
They're
guys.
not all bad
we have good
stories.
ones. So, share them.
That's
Share
hilarious.
'em.
Please share your stories. Speaking of, you can email us at wwtnpodcast@gmail.com with all of your neighborhood stories or your paranormal stories or your true crime stories. Any
whatever
of
you
it.
want.
Yeah.
And they don't just have to be ghosts and
Yep.
and murders. They could be like demons, aliens, Bigfoot, stalkers, cults, conspiracy theories. We want it all.
Oh, give it to us.
Give it to us, guys. Sorry, that
Yeah.
sounds dirty. And to listen, you can find us on all the platforms. On iTunes and Spotify, you can rate us, and on iTunes you can review and rate us. So please give us a review. It helps us out big time. Follow us and like us on all the social medias. We are on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and just look for at WWTN Podcast. We also have a Facebook group where we have contests going on. We interact with everybody. We do funny posts. We do reminders, all that fun stuff. And our website is what'swiththeneighbors.com.
And on there you can find our link to everything that we just talked about.
Everything.
Plus a link to our merch, which we have a shirt now, and we have 2 different magnets.
Two different magnets.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
We're giving y'all options.
We're giving you options. And the magnets are dope.
Yeah, they're really
They're
cool.
hecka cool.
Yeah.
So, and that's the website is what'swiththeneighbors.com. Oh, you just said that. And a link to our patreon.com. Oh my God. And a link to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/WWTN podcast. And if you want to be on the donor bus, $3 a month, you get exclusive content. And for $5 a month, you get exclusive content and our episodes unedited.
Yep.
Like there was something last week that we had that only Patreon donors could view.
And we didn't put it in the episode to not torture or to torture you guys.
Yeah.
We did it or Amy did it because it was too loud.
The
So
sound was
it would have tore everybody's ears up.
exactly. So I figured if it was on a video.
If you want to see it, get on Patreon.
Yep, exactly. And we just talked about sliding into our DMs. So that being said, we also have a contest that's ending on the 9th for a free mug. This comes out
The 10th.
Dang it. I'll take that out. So, have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bringing Amy out. Oh, that would have been cool if it meowed just now. Say hi to your cats for us.
You totally squeeze that into that spot.